Hi everyone, welcome to Gallup Gardens. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. Today we have an exciting video. I'm going to be showing you how to do a DIY cottage style bouquet. All from flowers that were kind of growing around the property. So let's get into it. Over here we have some zinnias. They're doing really well. This is kind of the kitten's playground, so they're really kind of the only thing that has taken off. So first things first, we're gonna find the main stem and we're gonna cut it as far down as we can to give us the longest stem length possible. We can always trim it later if we need to, based on the jar that we put it in, but you can never make it longer. This one's kind of a little short one, but it's pretty cute. Mama's big helper. Although these flowers look so beautiful outside, it's really nice to be able to take some of that beauty and bring it inside. And even though they would have had a little bit longer of a life out here, trimming back your flowers actually helps them create more blooms. So you're really kind of doing the flower a service. I think I'm going to leave that one. It's got a short stem.
Sterling.
Here we have the dinner plate dahlias. They make really big blooms. This one's kind of smaller, so I think I'll actually take this one. They're so beautiful. I think it's my favorite flower so far. So let's go in the back and see if we can find some fillers. Here we have just a little spot of bachelor buttons. We've planted a little bit of flowers throughout the garden just to attract some pollinators. They have really small blooms, but the stems are covered in these frilly leaves. They just make for a more whimsical, filled up bouquet. I really like them. We snuck over to my mother-in-law's house. She's got these beautiful little white daisies. I hope she doesn't mind if we take a few. Want to help? Aren't these beautiful? Say thank you, Dinky. Let's just take one more.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty, but I guess
We'll find out.
I'll just take one. Ooh, I like this one. It's got these little green buds. They're pretty big, that should do it. My favorite part about building this cottage style bouquet is that there aren't any rules. So you can fill it with whatever you want. Right now, I've been loving filling my bouquets with mint. It smells delicious. And you don't have to feel bad about clipping it because it's so prolific.
Prolific.
Prolific. So we're going to take a little bit of this. See how pretty? Delicious. Another thing I really love filling with is catnip. Now this one has a couple blooms on it, but luckily for us we have a patch on the other side of the house that has a lot of blooms. So let's go get some from over there. Come on. Look how beautiful these catnip blooms are. Such a pretty violet. It almost looks like you planted this just for it to be a flower. Now that we've collected all the flowers that we want to use in our cottage arrangement, let's get them prepped. So you can see here with this one, I've removed these bottom leaves. Now we'll probably have to remove some more, but it's important that any leaves that are going to be in the water you want to get rid of. So you can just run your fingers down and you can de-stem them that way. So here's another bachelor button. Just gonna I'm gonna arrange them in my hand, not worrying about the stem length. We can make adjustments to that in a little bit. So I'm gonna put them in this cute little mason jar. So we've got quite a bit to start, but I want this to be a little bit taller. We have our dinner plate dahlia. Kind of nestle it in there. And then I'm going to take these zinnias and just kind of poke them around. Looks like this one didn't get all the way down to the water. That's okay, he'll perk back up. I love this pink. We just got an assortment of colors of these zinnias and I've been really pleased. This is the first year that we've grown them. All right, let's see what else we have in here. You also don't want to forget to fill in on the back side. You want your arrangement to be pretty no matter what angle you're looking at it. Alright. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's use some of these little daisies. Again, we're going to just pull these leaves off. I think we're going to fill these in towards the back, kind of group them together. They're so whimsical, those petals, and they don't have very straight stems, so they're going to be very interesting in the back there. Maybe we'll peek one a little bit forward. Again, what's so awesome about this cottage style bouquet is that it's supposed to be whimsical and a little unkept. And I think that's really beautiful. And you kind of just keep playing around with it until you find something you like. These were from the tree in my mother-in-law's house. I'm not quite sure what they are, so if you know what they are, go ahead and comment down below so that way I will know. One thing I've learned by watching other YouTubers make bouquets is that you want a standout flower, something show-stopping, and I think that dinner plate dahlia does such a good job, it catches your eye. And then you want some pretty filler flowers, and that's what these zinnias do. And then now we're going to move on to filler. And I really love all of this catnip because it's kind of like a spike and it just hangs off the sides. And I think it just gives the bouquet a lot of visual interest. So we're gonna poke a couple of these on the side. And whatever your style is, you know, you get to kind of play around with it and figure out what you like best. And I kind of like them to be a little asymmetrical. So I'm gonna put these spiky catnips on one side and kind of let them just cascade over. Poke this spatula button down a little bit more. All right. Yeah. We're getting there. What do you think? These here are the oregano that's gone to seed. I might use some of these. They're like little white blooms. They almost remind me of baby's breath. They're really pretty. And again, it just, that cottage style. Maybe another piece. And what's great about using herbs as your filler, not only do they look pretty, but they smell so good. And everyone's gonna walk in and think you've got like your essential oils burning or your candle, but it's really just pieces from your garden on your table. Yeah. Let me put this around. And so I think I'm going to add a spike of this mint right in the back. Kind of fill this gap. It gives it a little bit more structure. We have a lot of these whimsical type flowers. These bachelor buttons have long, winding stems, and so do these catnips. And I think that the mint, I think I need a longer piece. Yeah, it's very rigid, and I think it kind of blends them together a little bit better. Our next step, now that we think we've kind of gotten a finished arrangement, is to look at our stems and cut them about the same length. I'm going to match up my jar just to make sure. Yeah, I think this length will do just fine. We're going to snip these stems. Now I've heard people say to snip them at an angle, but I haven't really noticed a difference one way or another. But if that's what you're into, go ahead. Ooh, these look good. Here we go. So now they're all a nice even length. And then of course you can go ahead and set it in your water, but I like to take a piece of yarn or twine and kind of bundle them up together. I think it's just a nice finishing touch, and it also keeps your arrangement in the way that you constructed it. So I just kind of loosely bind it and then just wrap it around. And I really like this twine. I think it feels earthy and cottagey. And then I just kind of, you can either tie it, or I just sometimes poke it through one of the wrapped strands just to kind of secure it, and then snip the leftover in. And then you can pop it in your little vase or jar, and there you have it. A cute little cottage style bouquet. And the thing that's nice about making your own arrangements is that as soon as you cut them out of your own garden, you place them in the water after you arrange them, and so they last longer. And this is one that I did about a week and a half ago. We've got the dinner plate dahlia, the zinnias, and of course the catnip and the mint here in the back. I think these are gladiolas. They were here when we moved in, but they're beautiful. So we stuck some of those in, and yeah, you get to have fresh cut, beautiful flowers straight from your garden. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out. And if you're not a part of the Gallup Garden community, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to share more content with you and let you be a part of the family. Thanks.